Yeah. Let's hear for Olivia. Okay, Olivia, tell us what grade you're in, tell us where you go to school, all that stuff.
Okay, so I'm Olivia, obviously. I go to Lake Orion High School. I'm a senior right now, so...
That's enough out of you. That's enough. They just can't handle it. Okay, go ahead. You said you're Lake Orion High? I missed the last part because I was distracted.
I'm a senior in high school.
Okay.
So graduating in 4 days, so...
Sweet. What middle school did you go to?
I went to Walden Middle School.
Okay.
And then Weber Elementary School.
Sweet. Anybody else follow that track? Anybody go to Weber or Walden? Just your brother. Okay, cool. Everybody else went somewhere else. Cool. So, well, I have a couple of questions that I asked. Hey, gentlemen. Thanks. A couple of questions that I asked. So, first of all, tell us a bit about your story.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm obviously Olivia. I've been a Christian my whole life. I've always gone to Kensington. I have a younger brother, Jonah. He's in high school, and then a younger sister named Jillian. And my mom, she actually works at the church. And I've also went to Lake Orion schools my whole life. Was involved in cross country, track, NHS, all that. Yeah, pretty much. And so when I first accepted Jesus, as I remember it was when I was 5 or 6. I don't remember the exact details, but I just know that it was a decision I wanted to make for myself. And after that, later, my first mission trip was in 7th grade. It was actually at the student serve camp. And after that experience, I loved that and actually decided to get baptized when I was 13 after lots of procrastination. Don't like being in front of people, but here I am. So. And then another mission trip I went on to was to Camp Barnabas. It's a mission trip for people with special needs in Missouri, and it actually affirmed my desire to become a nurse, and that's what I'm pursuing in the fall at Oakland University.
Dang, that's awesome. So what field do you want to do in nursing? I
haven't taken, obviously, the nursing curriculum yet, but I'm thinking CRNA, nurse anesthetist, so
okay.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's hardcore, man. That's a lot of schooling. But we need people like you because you knock us out during surgery, so we're not awake for it. So that's always important to know what you're doing, because we'd like to wake up. Okay, so tell me, what was the hardest part of following Jesus in high school for you?
The hardest part for me was definitely making time for him with AP classes, school, work, other clubs and activities. It was really hard to make time for him, and I know that forming a relationship with people, the strongest ones are around the people that you spend the most time with and are the most vulnerable with. So I felt most distant from God when I just wasn't doing those things. So I'd say time was definitely the hardest thing for me.
Yeah, I bet you're not alone in that. How many of you would say that time is one of your biggest hurdles when it comes to following Jesus at school? Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, you guys are so busy. That was crazy. But you just had one of your AP tests this past week. Yeah, so that's kind of fun because you have nothing else to do in that class right now.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yeah, that was fun. Your class was really quiet. I got to sub at Lake Orion the other day, and I had her in class. And it was funny when everybody came in, you guys were super quiet.
Everyone just watched Netflix the whole hour because we had nothing else to do.
So the teacher was like, they have a class project. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So tell me, what has changed the most in your life since you've met Jesus or on your journey with him?
Yeah, so for as long as I remember, I've always followed Jesus, I guess, growing up in a Christian home and everything. But I say what changes the most, I feel like I've definitely grown in my relationship with him, but it's mostly been just making the decision to follow him for myself rather than just praying at the kitchen table or being taken to church with my parents. It's more so me pursuing one for myself because I want to, not because anyone else is telling me to.
Okay. Yeah, so you've started to take that as your own and really growing it on your own. That's pretty cool. So what's something that look at the underclassmen there. How many of you are in 9th and 10th grade right now? Okay, decent chunk of our group. It's kind of how it normally is. So what would you tell them you wish you would have known before you started high school?
I wish I would have known to make decisions for myself, not in a self-centered way, but just because you design your future by yourself. So don't just take classes because your friends are taking them or be involved in things because your friends are doing it, but do it because that's what you want to do because that's essentially going to shape who you are as a person and the future you want to have for yourself.
Is there a decent amount of pressure when choosing classes to do with like what your friends are doing?
Yeah, I definitely felt that this year, taking AP Calc and AP Chem and other AP classes at the same time, because that's what my friends were doing, and it was just really hard, and I definitely felt like that was not, I mean, I'm glad I went through it and everything, but it was super hard and definitely challenged me in ways that I had never been challenged, so
okay.
I would definitely say I felt that.
Okay. So what was one moment at Edge over the last few years that sticks out more than any other for you?
Well, in Edge, like overall, it would definitely be like the retreats and everything we've been on. That's like probably a cliche answer, but like for real, like honestly, you grow the most as a person, and you become closest with the people around you when you like do things outside of Edge. Not just like coming on a Sunday, but actually being involved in things outside of that, and I definitely grew closer to people through that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's cliche at all. Like I think it's true. Because I mean, are there any leaders in the room who have experienced that? Like you experienced some closeness or a life change when you get out of the normal situation or the normal Monday? Yeah, a couple of you. Yeah, it's crazy how that does happen. That's why we do camps. That's why we do mission trips. Because when you can experience life outside of your normal Monday through Sunday routine, it can definitely go deeper. So cool. All right, so kind of the last big question I asked was, when it comes to friendships in high school, what's some advice that if you could go back to your 9th grade self, what would you tell yourself about friendships?
I would tell myself, like I've been a part of a lot of different friend groups through the years, and like good friends, bad friends, and everything. But I would definitely say surround yourself with the people that you look up to and the people that you want to become, because essentially you'll become who you surround yourself with. And if there's like toxic people in your life, as much as it's hard to let go of them, because I mean they could be part of like a big friend group or something, and you don't want to like be shut out of that, but it's honestly gonna be better for you in the future. And this year in the past I had done cross country and track and everything, and a lot of my friends were based through that. But this year, stepping out of that because of injuries and everything, I've become friends with like a lot of different people. And I would definitely say, like, don't stick with your one friend group, like branch out, because you never know who you're gonna meet, or if they could become your best friend. Like,
yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Hey, let's give a hand to Olivia. So awesome. Thank you. Yeah! All right, cool.